Ladies and gentlemen, if it's Thursday night, it must be time for the Squared Circle Maniacs Pro Wrestling Podcast. My name is Johnny Bottles. How are you today, friends? The man to my left, in the ranting room, in the bowels of stately Wayne Manor, in a undisclosed location, that's the best way I could describe it, with his magic windows, it's Dr. Don Wayne. There's a lot to talk about, Don. A lot of lies, a lot of foibles.
A lot of lies.
A lot of pissed off people. What do we got?
I'm a big boy standing in my big boy stance. Hurry up and give me the microphone before I'm busting my pants. Oh. What a week in wrestling.
What a week.
None of it. Friday Night SmackDown was decent. I'll give you that one. Monday Night Raw was... I don't know what the hell to think of Monday Night Raw. Wednesday gave me a good match, and that was about it. That's all I got this week in wrestling. That's it. Cody Rhodes accepted his invite to the cookout, and the IWC lost their mind. Just made me laugh.
Raheem?
What a bunch of crying bitches.
Raheem Rhodes,
if you miss it on SmackDown, Raheem Rhodes made a reference to his Johnson and said they don't call me Raheem Rhodes for nothing. And the cry soy boys of IWC went insane. Cried their eyes out, bitching and complaining. Going insane. And the whole funny part about this is that an African-American writer gave him that nickname for Forbes.
Alfred Kanua.
Alfred Kanua gave him the nickname. And people went out of their mind. You can't do that. Shut up, nerd. It's all in good fun. By the way, SmackDown is being better than Raw again. I don't know how. I don't know what is the inconsistency that is happening on Raw. I wish someone would fix it, because one week it's great, the next week it's the drizzling shits that I don't want to watch.
If you'll notice, the weeks where they have the accent on the women, the emphasis is on the women, you don't know what you're going to get. You could get a great show or a poor show. And the emphasis was on the women, Monday night, and this is what you got.
It was bad, Bottles, all the way around. I can't put my finger on it, but...
I can't believe Marina Shafir dyed her hair blonde and came into Monday Night Raw. What the hell is Natty Neidhart doing? What the hell is that?
I don't. We're going to get into it. You can talk about that in a minute, but I want to talk about what happened on SmackDown first, because we do have the cage match coming up, the Elimination Chamber, and this one was full of it. This is sort of where it got interesting. You had the qualifying match where Randy Orton beat Solo Sikoa and Aleister Black. Aleister Black's not really a surprise. That guy's just sort of there.
He's just there.
Solo getting beat kind of surprised me a little bit. I don't know about you, but that was one of those where I was like, okay, Randy's getting his next little mini push here, if you will. I don't know where it's going, but I'm glad Randy's in it. I don't know. What do you think?
Who has fallen from grace faster than Solo Sikoa? 1 minute he's in the Bloodline. He's feuding with a version of Bloodline. Now he's feuding with the Wyatt Six whenever they're healthy, whenever they feel like putting them on TV. And now he's jobbing. You're jobbing to Orton. That guy.
I know who's falling faster.
Who's falling faster?
Tommaso Ciampa.
Tommaso Ciampa, from champ to chump in 10 days.
Hello, Sydney, Australia. Hello, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great week so far. It's been a hell of a week for me. It's been a hell of a week for Johnny Bottle. Sometimes you just got to take life by the horns. This is that week. Wrestling took me to the backstage room and let me have a shit show. I'm fed up as a fan right now, Bottles.
Right.
I'm fed up as a wrestling fan. This was not a good week for me as a wrestling fan.
Is Paul Levesque just shitting the bed creatively? Or is he just treading water? Is that what he's doing?
Dude, that's a real good question, because for 1 week he's got a great show, and then you get what we had here this week, which is like, what am I watching here? What am I watching? I don't see Bottles anymore. He's out of focus in the.
I'm here. What's going on?
You're there, but you're a ghost town, pal. It's out of focus for some reason.
I'm all blurry. Here I am. I'm back.
Goes again.
I moved closer to the camera to turn my little light on here so I can see better.
To go ahead and finish up some of SmackDown, Tiffany Stratton beat Chelsea Green and Lash Legend. Tiffany Green, I don't know how serious the injury is, but I do know she hurt
Chelsea
Green. Sorry, Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green. I don't know how serious her injury is, But it's been all over. It's been all over the place and back. Dave Meltzer comes out, which we got to talk about this jackass in a minute. Dave Meltzer comes out and says, it's just a sprain. She's okay. She comes out like a day or two later and says, oh, here's the x-rays. It's broken, if anybody was curious.
Exactly.
Like that's, dude, what is with this guy, Dave Meltzer?
He's gone from being a wrestling reporter and historian to just being a commentator. He's offering his own personal takes like we do on this show. All he is now is a podcaster. That's all Meltzer.
But we don't claim to be news. We just say what's being said. Like, that's the difference. He's still claiming he's a wrestling journalist. Get over yourself.
And we figure things out through logical progressive deduction. When I said Brie Bella's back in the WWE.
Here we go with this shit. Here we go.
You know what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen.
Stop.
Can Daniel Bryan be far behind?
Will you stop?
And they all blew their fucking minds.
Oh, my God. Stop
Dave
gaslighting.
What?
Stop gaslighting these people, man. They think you're serious. They're losing. Dave Meltzer went out there today, and the picture's out there if you want to show it. Dave Meltzer went out there and put a tweet out that said, but I thought Danielson was going back to the WWE. Looks like you were all wrong.
It's a little thing, Dave. Dave, there's a little thing called a contract, and he's contracted for a certain amount of days at AEW. And
why are you doing this?
With the bad neck and all the time he's missed, he's missed, they're adding on more time to the end of his contract. He's going to be there in perpetuity. But his wife is now currently wrestling for WWE. And if AEW was so great, Dave, if it was a great kumbaya meeting every Wednesday night backstage where they hold hands and sing hymns, okay, why didn't Brie Bella go to AEW? That's all I want to know, Dave. Why didn't Brie Bella go to AEW? She could be there with her husband, travel with her husband, have the kids, drive around in a big-ass bus like Cody Rhodes does. I'm sure he's got the money to do that. Why?
You gaslight these kids so hard. And if you don't know, this is called tongue-in-cheek. And he does this shit to see how many neckbeards take the bait. Just like Dave Meltzer charges you $14.99 for his bullshit, Bottles throws the same nonsense at the wall for free. And someone's going to run with this because Dave did. Dave ran with it.
Dave ran with it big time. That goddamn Johnny Bottles guy. He said, Daniel Bryan's going to come back to WWE. Well, listen.
By the way,
Go ahead.
Henley, thank you. Guy from Australia, Sydney, a fan of the show. We appreciate you tuning when you can. We do appreciate it. He said, by the way, there's still no advertising on TV or commercials promoting AEW in Australia over there. So that's something. By the way, the Super Chat's open. Got something to say or complain about or yell at us? We're here.
We got one right here.
Apparently there's still nothing out there.
It's a Marco Matacoli.
I missed it.
That was on when, before we even came on the air. Marco, thank you for the $9.99. Whether you're pro or against ice, the last thing we need is a piss-drinking lowlife. A piss-drinking lowlife like Brody King to be a spokesman for this topic. Fire him. He's the one who started it. He's the one who started it. And Tony Khan, like a parent, the kid was playing with matches, and Tony Khan, as the parent, said, don't play with those goddamn matches anymore. You're going to get your
Why
ass
is my
beat.
hair on fire?
Right. And this is what you got.
We got to talk about this for a minute since Marco jumped right in the fire, so to speak. No, leave it back up there. Throw it back up. Give my man his time.
Marco Matacoli, why are you going to bring this up in the family?
I didn't even see this, Marco. I apologize. But so here's the thing. This guy wasn't on AEW last night. Wasn't on AEW show.
No.
And Dave Meltzer comes out today.
Dave Meltzer again. Dave Meltzer. Phone call for Dave Meltzer.
Comes out and says, hey, he wasn't on AEW last night because all these folks out here, all the Warner Brothers Discovery folks, they didn't want him on TV. They didn't want him.
Just like they didn't want the guy who made a comment about gay people on TV.
Wait, this is where it gets better.
Yes. It's always Warner Brothers Discovery. They're the bad people. They're the bad guys.
Warner Brothers Discovery puts a statement out and said, bullshit, we didn't say anything about this. This was a call from Tony Khan. And
Brody
then Dave
King
says, apparently Dave says, oh, this was the plan the whole time, actually, and I'm wrong. I'm wrong again. This was the plan. They weren't going to have him on. Just have a TV segment that was pre-recorded. This guy, man,
People,
this guy will not quit.
Why are you paying $14.99 for this guy, for this news that you think you're getting accurate news, when it's just a guy like a chimpanzee throwing shit against the wall and seeing what sticks? That's all it is. Brian Alvarez, his babyface cohort on Wrestling Observer Radio, and the guy who helps him run the website, Brian Alvarez, has more credibility and better takes on things than Dave Meltzer ever will. Great historian. When somebody who's famous in wrestling dies, if you've got George Glick from Kenscocken, Ohio, who was the inventor of the Glick hold from the 1929 Wrestling's Academy.
He can tell you the match he had when he first used it.
Exactly.
By the way,
Hidley
from Australia.
They wore burlap tights back then. Go ahead.
Hidley from Australia, thanks for the shout-out, fellas. No, thank you, man. We appreciate you watching, brother. Means a lot to us. We got you watching all the way down in Sydney, man. It's awesome.
Big show coming down your way, pal. In your
Huge
country
show.
this week, this Saturday, I mean.
But yeah, so then the news comes out that this wasn't a story at all. Brody King just wasn't on the show. It was booked this way.
MJF wasn't on the show either. Half the talent, they flew down to Australia. They're on their way. It's a long flight. They're on their way.
It ain't short, that's for damn sure.
Not short at all.
But yeah, so that's the deal, right? Like, what else you going to say? What else you going to say?
But there is a rumor that someone was wearing an Abolish ICE T-shirt in the crowd last night. They dragged him out of there. They said, "You got another T-shirt to put on?" No, you got to go. Go buy an AEW T-shirt. Come back.
Look, I'll just say this much, and I'll say it now. I'm not a big fan of sports and politics intertwining during the event. Whatever you say outside of the event is on your time. You can do whatever you want. During the event, I paid money to be entertained, not to be preached at. If I want to get preached at, I'll go to a church. Thank you again, Marco. We appreciate it. Motorhead in the house.
Motorhead is here. Thank you. I'm all verklempt. $20 for the Motorhead. Looking great, brothers of the Squared Circle. Thank you, sir. That's a great mask you're wearing in that picture, by the way.
On
He's
to the rest.
Freaking colander on his face. Go ahead.
Captain Pervert over there. Here comes the rest of this. The women's tag match, Rhea Ripley and Io Sky defeat Gilia and Kiana James. Carmelo Hayes defeated The Miz. Tama Tonga beats Nakamura. Obafemi beat Kit Wilson.
Kit Wilson at least is on TV. His buddy's laid up big time. You know what? That guy, I forgot his buddy's name. Elvin, what? I don't know the guy's name.
Elvin Biner.
Elvin Biner. Kit Wilson's tag team partner, has the broken neck right now. His girlfriend was the backstage interviewer on NXT. She just got laid off. She got released. So he's not doing too good. Flamethrower Fluff Salisbury for the 5-spot in Khan's defense. He's been awake for over a week, and I might really think they got the call from him. He might really think that. You're right.
He might.
He's receiving interstellar transmissions. Just staring at a ceiling fan in a hotel room. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. I hear you. I know.
I'm totally taking him off TV, ceiling fan man.
He doesn't want the heat. That's what it is. He doesn't want F Ice chanted in the shows. He doesn't want Brody King coming out with the F Ice T-shirts anymore and wearing the mask with the Ice logo on it. He doesn't want that anymore because he doesn't want any heat. Doesn't want any heat from what could possibly be, maybe, a conservative-backed owner of that whole network, that whole show.
Well, it's not just that. They're in the middle of a sale. They don't need this shit. I don't need politics. I'm trying to sell my company.
Right. And they don't need to keep on bleeping out the F word every 5 seconds.
Right.
Plus the fact he doesn't want anybody looking into his family's political donations. His family gave millions of dollars to the Trump campaign.
I'm not going down
I'm just saying it's true.
I'm not going down this. I'm not doing it either.
I'm just saying this is why he wants to keep it quiet. What's that? Richard Martinez, $39.58 for $2. Did you all watch Stats interview about her booking? Yes. I've got a clip of it here right here. It was on TMZ.
To summarize this for everybody real quick.
She got very emotional.
It's a long damn interview.
It was very emotional, and she cried right around the end of maybe in the middle of the thing. And she basically, I think the summary was, she doesn't really have a chance to show people in AEW, the fans, who she really is.
Larry, I'll kick your ass.
With all these different changes and all this other shit that they put her booking through. Now she's got the belt.
Here's the whole thing. And yes, thank you for the $2. We appreciate it because he was talking about this for the show. He played it. We know what her booking is. We've seen it.
It's garbage. It's garbage.
There's nothing about her that makes me want to watch.
She's been turned more times than the Big Show. She can wrestle. Although that tickler match last night.
We're going to talk about it. Save it.
I'll save it.
I'll save it. Save it. Save it like a, Finishing up SmackDown.
Yes.
The funny part about this was that Drew McIntyre got jumped by Cody Rhodes and Jacob Fatu. He was getting his ass jumped all night throughout this show, which was different, which made me laugh. Yes.
A lot of excitement.
Great. So anytime you can get me entertained like that, I'm always all about that action, boss. That concludes SmackDown, thank God, because it was at least a better show that they had this week. And there is news about it. It's not just us. I know a lot of people are like, oh, guys, you guys shit on AEW all the time. No, we've been saying this for weeks, for months now.
SmackDown was the shits for months.
And now it's picking up. And now Raw is inconsistent as hell. And there's a report that WWE held a meeting this week to talk about the ticket sales and the issues they got selling tickets right now for WrestleMania. Do you know what they've sold right now so far for both nights?
No, but I heard it's not good.
They've sold 36,000 for each night so far right now. This time last year, it was 46,000.
Really?
Stop holding it in the same city. That's the whole point of having it in different areas so people can come see it somewhere else.
So you think that the people in Vegas are saying, hey, let's get WrestleMania tickets. Are you kidding me? I'm still paying off that credit card from last year.
They might be. I mean, that's sort of the thing. I'm not going back there. I did it last year. It was too expensive. That's one of the big, good night, see you later, Muhammad. That's one of the big issues that they have with this show is that everybody last year said Las Vegas is so damn expensive. I don't want to go back there ever again. And that's why Vegas has been having problems having people show up because it's become an expensive place to visit. I'm just saying, man.
I hear you.
Don't bite the hand that feeds you.
That's right. I hear you. They're taking it to TK was trying to maximize profits any way they can.
I get that. But again, there's got to be a point of a negative return where we've surpassed what we can actually get for a ticket. Now we're just gouging people and they've had enough.
That's it.
Another week, by the way, and another Obafemi story. Guess who the rumor is now?
Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania.
Oh, it's so good that you guessed that. It's almost like you're a wrestling journalist.
I just saw somebody posted it on Twitter.
Another week, another Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar story. It's getting ridiculous, man. It really is.
How do you know they won't do that?
This is what everybody's pointing to. Everybody's pointing to this. You're not breaking news. Everybody's wondering if this is what we're getting. I'm the guy that's hoping that we get Gunther finally because he's not going to have many more of these. You've got a whole year to make Obafemi. Pushing him out the gate against Brock, to me, is the wrong choice.
Right. I read an interview with Obafemi today. Obafemi said that when he had the match with the War Raiders, he said he loved working with Ivar again. Ivar is his brother. He says, I've got more of his moves in my wheelhouse because of the way he trained me.
Good for him. That makes me happy. Tiny bubbles.
Your regular Don Ho.
In my beer.
Yes, sir.
That's what I'm talking about. I want to talk a little bit about the ratings nonsense that's been going on for the past couple of months because it's out of control. Nielsen, get your shit together, man.
It's
pick a lane and drive down that lane. You know what I mean? It's out of control.
Man. It's wild. All of a sudden, Glenn Taylor jumps in. All of a sudden, Glenn Taylor jumps in with 1834 with a 20 spot. Thank you, Glenn. Drew's bookie plans to have his shadow door run in and beat him up during the chamber. Me and my shadow. Remember that song?
It's been great. I've enjoyed it because suddenly he's the guy that's getting hunted and he's having a look in every corner. I've enjoyed the shit out of it.
The best thing about McIntyre is he keeps a kayfabe 100% when he does interviews.
Yes.
He says, I hate that man. I hate everything about him. He's blah, blah, blah. He talks about all of his opponents, how much he hates them. He hates the interviewer. He's fantastic with what he does. And who would have thought that babyface boy from the Ruthless Aggression era, who was a member of the 3MB? Remember the 3MB?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, they used to come out with those Guitar Hero guitars.
Yep.
Jesus Christ. And now
what was the other guy that came out and said, I need the job, man. I got a family. I remember that because that shit made me laugh.
Heath Slater.
Help us out, chat.
Heath Slater.
I
got kids. Funny. And then Lesnar met him, I think, in the Royal Rumble. And Lesnar looked at him and said, I don't give a shit about your kids. And just give him an F5 and threw him out the ring. It was great.
Back to the Nielsen rating. So the week leading up to the Royal Rumble, the go-home show to Royal Rumble, they only got 1.2 million. This past week, they got 1.45 or 1.48. And it's because they keep moving the dial on how they're measuring all this shit. And I think, and you think that they're moving the dial because, quite frankly, I don't think the networks are happy with these numbers. So they're making them say, well, adjust for this and adjust for that and adjust for this. So it's been a sliding scale now for the past several weeks because AEW is another prime example. They went from like 480 to now they're back in the 650s all of a sudden. It just, none of this shit's making any sense. So I don't want to report on the ratings until they get this shit figured out on their end because it's clearly a dial that they're just flipping at go, do it this way, do it this way.
Rumor has it they are concentrating on the 45 to 65 demo, the older demo, which they didn't really care about before.
Right.
They didn't really care about that whatsoever, but now they do.
You mean that the people with the biggest discretionary income that watch this show, they suddenly care about? The ones that are taking their kids and their grandkids to the show, suddenly they matter? Weird how that works out, huh?
Yes. And they didn't really care about children, but what's the WWE's audience? We just say it's like 30% kids?
It's probably right around there, yeah. And when I say kids, I mean like, between the ages of 5 and say 12, 13 years old.
Exactly.
Speaking of kids, let's wrap up
Tony
Raw
Khan?
real quick. No, let's wrap up Raw. Because this show began like a fart in church. AJ Lee interrupted Becky Lynch, and they had to have what I got to believe is one of the worst promo segments I've ever seen in my life. With Becky, I don't even know how to call it, rambling and stammering, and AJ Lee looking like a lost, hurt puppy. I don't know what the hell this was supposed to be.
Horrible.
I do have good news.
Becky Lynch is a star. If you just listen to her, she'll tell you. She's the star of one of the number one programs in streaming, Starfleet Academy.
That thing bombed. Bomb bad.
It's like somebody
Dude.
It's like somebody threw a full diaper out of their car window doing 90 on the highway. That's what it's like.
I don't know if we've talked about it in the past, but I think it was the producer of the show got fired after the first week. Like, we're not bringing you back. And usually that means the whole show's gone when the producer eats shit year one.
That should be a movie title. Eat shit year one. Oh my God.
The next point to talk about on this turd in a bowl that was Raw. World Tag Team Championship match. The Usos versus Alpha Academy. Somebody teach Jey Uso how to wrestle again. Please, God. Please stop everything. Stop everything he's doing and go back to square one with an elbow and collar lockup.
Let me tell you, he whiffed. I don't know what he's doing, man. He's horrible now. He left his wife. He's running around with Jada Parker from NXT. All of a sudden, she turned horrible in the ring. She sandbagged Blake Monroe in a match that they just had Tuesday night, where the Blake Monroe, you have to jump for like a certain suplex, one of Blake Monroe's finisher, and Jada Parker didn't jump, so little Blake Monroe, just muscled her up into the move. And everybody was bitching about that. You saw the clip. You probably have no idea who Jada Parker is. But
I don't
you saw
give
the
a shit.
That's exactly.
I'm more focused on Jey Uso completely whiffing on a super kick,
buddy,
while Big Boy was doing the worm. That looked god-awful.
He's living a rock star life of being a WWE superstar with the entrance and the clothing and the merchandise money, and he's got this hot girl, Jada Parker, he's running around with from NXT.
I don't care.
He's living the life. He's partying hard, and it's showing. It's showing.
This sucked donkey balls is the best way I can put it, and that's putting it mildly. Jey Uso, get your ass back in the gym and start training again, man. You look like shit in the ring lately. It's embarrassing.
They should turn Jey heel and keep Jimmy a face, keep him as a tag team, always in conflict with each other.
Jay keeps missing this shit. He's going to be a heel on his own, all on his own.
He's horrible.
They're going to start booking how bad. They're going to start booing how bad this is. Horrible. And here we go. I got to talk about this.
What's
Liv
that?
Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez lost to Jade Cargill and Jayden Grace on SmackDown, and this sort of fell over into Liv Morgan promos.
Wait a minute.
Liv Morgan and Gonzo lost to Jade Cargill and Jordynne Grace.
Jade Cargill and Jordynne Grace.
Yeah. I don't, again, it was a weird booking. We didn't talk about it.
Why would they do that?
That's what I'm saying. It was setting this up for Liv Morgan and your favorite girl right now,
Stephanie Vacker.
And the slap that Stephanie Vacker hit Dominic Mysterio with, either lay it in or sit down with Jey Uso. That's all I'm going to say about it.
Right.
Jesus. Rhea Ripley versus Valkyria and Avi now for the qualifier match. Ripley wins. Maybe we're finally about to get her singles push again. And then we get the Roman Reigns part. I want to talk about that. I mean, not Roman Reigns shit, but CM Punk. CM Punk cuts a killer promo. But this it doesn't feel like it really matters because you know what the end carrot is at the end of the day. It's Roman Reigns. I just said
of course. Of course.
I'm just not a big fan of putting a pay-per-view with one of your champions on before the WrestleMania when that's what they're fighting for, is to see who's going to beat. Maxine Dupree versus Natalya. This is your favorite show. There was a no contest there.
Jesus Christ, that was bad. How bad can that be? It's just horrible.
Javon Evans and the original Grand Americano versus Rayo and Bravo, and this was all right. The cutter
wasn't bad.
The cutter that Javon Evans hit was absolutely amazing. If you didn't see it, go back and watch it. It was fun to watch. The result doesn't really matter because they're not, it's leading to where we know it's going. This was the big one.
Javon Evans is the one to watch. That guy's amazing.
He's a rubber band.
It's like watching Gumby wrestle. He's unbelievable.
This is the one that got my attention. Penta versus LA Knight versus Austin Theory, and LA Knight won. Are we finally going to see the push we've been waiting for?
For LA Knight?
Yeah.
I think it was just I would love to think that we were going to get that push for LA Knight, but I think it's just a booking prop for the appearance of the Masked Man again. At least now we know it's not Logan Paul.
That's true.
Yeah, I always thought it was Logan Paul. It's not Logan Paul. It's not Theory. They were both there.
I hear that it's Ludwig Kaiser is what I read. Not Ludwig Kaiser, but your other guy that you like so much.
Giovanni Vinci.
Yes. No.
He's fired.
Who's the other guy? Now you're not helping me out. He was a former U.S. title holder for like a minute. He had a huge, brutal match with Gunther on the road when he got hurt. Why is his name escaping me right now?
Ilya Dragunov.
That's it. That's who they're saying it is now that I've read.
Too short to be Ilya Dragunov.
Okay. Just saying that's what
this guy was
taller.
taller.
Thank you again, Glenn.
This guy was taller. Here's something for Larry. He said he hears crickets when we talk about women's wrestling.
There's also one other news article that we got to get into.
What do you got?
Janelle Grant's going to speak at a Survivor advocacy event in WWE's home state of Connecticut.
Well, they're probably paying her. So, of course, she's not doing that out of goodness of her heart. They're probably paying her a couple of, 20, 30 grand to show up. Maybe more.
Somebody says that it's Pierce in the mask, so we'll see. I don't doubt that it is. I really don't. It could be.
It's not Pierce. This guy was too thin to be Pierce on Monday night. Also, there have been times when the guy's out there and he's running into the crowd and Pierce is coming down with security. So, it's not Pierce. It'd be a great story if it was Pierce.
I would think so, too.
Yeah.
By the way, there's no credible evidence that Jey Uso and his wife are splitting, just so you know.
Who said that?
That's on the web. I looked it up.
It was all over Twitter.
Just because it's on the internet, don't believe I believe it.
So
now,
you believe?
Agree with you.
Are you believing there's no credible evidence? Are you believing it?
Here's what I believe. I don't give a shit. That's
whatever.
What
I'm just saying there's a lot of nuances to these are real people, Don. They've
Here's
got real
what I know.
problems.
Here's
Real world
what I know.
problems. Go ahead.
He looks like shit. He's wrestling like shit, and everything he's doing is shit. So get back in the ring.
Speaking of shit, would you like to see this picture that I divulged today?
Sure.
Remember that picture we were texting about today?
Yeah. You guys got to take a look at this because this is kind of funny to me. This is absolutely hilarious to me.
Okay, Dave Meltzer put out the picture on the left. Oh, I thought he was going to WWE.
That's the one.
And then everyone's saying, why is Tony Khan holding a gun on this picture in the background right here? Why is he doing that? And there's what the picture looks like. And the letters IMECO are at the bottom. And he's holding a big gun. And over here is Jean-Claude Van Damme in the movie poster for the, 1990 movie? Time Cop. Right here. And that's Tony Khan's favorite movie. He said that many times.
Which is weird.
Very strange. Because it was a shitty movie. But I love Time Cop.
I can't get over the cake, man. I'm sorry. That's just comical, dude. That's just comical, the cake.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I thought he was going to WWE. Fucking Meltzer.
Why? Stop gaslighting that dude. He's already got enough problems. We got to talk about AEW as it is. And I don't want to get
Am I gaslighting Dave Meltzer?
You are, man.
These guys, the Squirts, this Johnny Bottles guy said Daniel Bryan's going to WWE to be with his wife. Jesus Christ almighty.
Yes, he does. Mark.
He does look like Ned Flanders. Howdy ho, everybody. Here's your favorite booker. Here's your favorite booker looker.
Oh, lookity Lou. Who's going to
lookity Lou? I'm going to book you to stay at home.
Forever.
You can get a lot of work done. You can mow your lawn. You can mow your lawn, Camille. Keep up with that yard work.
Want to do another movie? It won't be here, dear. Thank you again, Mark. Good call on that.
It won't be here, dear.
Let's get into it. Last night, AEW had a television show, and I'm going to tell you something right now. There was a match in this show that I enjoyed. Just one. Let's not get carried away because the rest of them were the same shit different day. But this had a professional involved.
Okay.
A real pro. This show started out 4,000 tickets distributed. Good deal.
Not
Here's
bad.
the problem. It holds 11,000.
That's not good.
I know they've got to have a smaller building in that area where they could have made it look completely packed. And the crowd at moments, here's the problem is that when the crowd was really into this show, you could hear them. And when they didn't give a shit, they didn't give a shit.
Didn't care at all.
I mean, holy cow. And here's where it got really weird for me, Bottles. This episode was so bad, my YouTube DVR wouldn't let me play this. I had to go to HBO Max to watch this today.
You know, I had a problem with SmackDown from Friday night because I have a Comcast. I have an Xfinity Stream DVR, Cloud DVR, where the whole thing just stopped. And I had to watch it the next day on demand to finish up the rest of the show.
I tried to watch it today, and it wouldn't do it, so I went on demand on HBO, so I watched it anyway. Tony Schiavone is in the ring, and out comes Kenny Omega and Swerve Strickland. And I can't say it enough, Swerve Strickland, go back to your old music. It sounds like shit. Go back to your old music.
It's horrible, dude. It's horrible.
I don't know what you're supposed to be saying in your song. I don't know what you're supposed to be chanting in your song. I don't know what the gobbledygook is that you got coming out of your mouth in this song. All I hear is a loud bass and mumbled lyrics. I can't hear shit.
Good. Nothing good at all.
God damn it, Larry.
Block Larry for $2. Thank you, Larry. TK would book a chess match in the Super. Yes, he would.
Bishop to 3E. Bishop to 3E. Your move. Kyle Orton comes off the top rope with a chair. I took you, queen. Oh, shit. This thing just gets worse last night. Did you watch all of this? Because I got to be honest with you. I did.
I watched the entire show.
Thank you, Larry. All right. So
I watched the entire show.
The visual of this is just crazy when they get in the ring. And I want to tell you what I'm talking about. The visual of Swerve and Kenny Omega in the ring is insane. Swerve is standing there, and he looks like he just got to say whatever you want about Swerve, but he looked the part last night.
He looked like a star.
On leather. He looked like a star. He had on leather, a leather jacket. He had on leather pants. It looked like he just got off of a Harley Davidson and pulled up to the arena.
Yes.
Kenny Omega's dressed like fucking super dad from next door in the suburbs with a nice little shirt and his blue jeans, cuffed at the bottom. I said cuffed at the bottom with his tennis shoes on. He looks like he's about to go outside and cook by the Weber grill for the next hour. That's what he looked like. All this bitch was missing was an apron. I just couldn't get out of this. And then Swerve, as is prone to do, Swerve decides I'm going to cut a weird promo. And he says, I was on top. Where were you, Kenny? You were hurt. You were doing this and you were doing that. And now you're coming back and you're using your power as an EVP like the Bucks. And I kicked the shit out of the Bucks, just so you know. I don't know where this was going. Like, what was he? We all know Kenny's history. Like, if he had just gone to the EVP line and said, you're making your way to the front, you haven't been here, and now you want to force your way into the match for the title? No. I've been here longer. You've been gone. Show me you're worth it. But this thing literally ran in a circle to get back to his ass. Right. He ended with where it should have started, in my opinion. What'd you think about that part of the promo? Just curious.
I thought that it wasn't bad. I didn't think it was that bad. But then Kenny's look was a little, like you said, it was a little lackluster. And Swerve, did you catch where Swerve forgot what he was supposed to say? There was
I did.
Long, uncomfortable silence. And Kenny was about to say something. Swerve, remember, oh, yeah. And he jumped in and said what he was supposed to say.
And then he said, I'll let you talk, Kenny. I'll let you talk.
It wasn't bad. Completely. It wasn't good either.
But do you see what I'm saying, though? Like, he should have led off with, you're trying to push yourself to the front of the line as an EVP. Right. In the last 2 years, I've been busting my ass to get this title shot. Instead, he did this long, elaborate, and ended the MVP line.
That's the problem. When these guys go out there with the microphone to talk, they go on and on and on. And if they're going to speak for 10 minutes, cut it to 5. Just cut it to 5.
I agree.
Get everything you got to say, all your bullet points out in 5 minutes. When you're out there, you're no master thespians, and nobody's writing anything for you. When you're out there to talk, I'm not an actor, dude. I say what I got to say, and I'm done. Let it go.
And then this thing starts to go downhill fast. Kenny takes the mic from Tony Schiavone, who just sort of walks away into the corner. Why is Tony Schiavone in the ring? Is he there to just give a microphone?
Why is he there? Why is he in the building? Why did he leave his house last night? Why did he just stay home with Shirley, his wife, or whatever the hell her name is?
I don't look. He's got a backstage presence. I'm not saying all that. What I'm saying is him in the ring just handing a microphone after he calls 2 names. I don't understand what the purpose is in this anymore.
He's no
There
mean
used to be
Gene
a
Okerlund.
time where the guy with the microphone would be like, "Hey, you're not touching my microphone, pal. I ask the questions here and you answer them."
He's no
now
Gene,
it just goes.
He's no Gene Okerlund, pal. No one is.
We're just off the reservation, I guess.
That's all it is.
Kenny says, when you ask them whose house it is, they might say your name, but there's nobody home. So, okay, that's a nice little line from Kenny. It's a nice little line from Kenny. And then it goes on, though, and this is where it gets a little bit worse. He says Swerve cost him a shot at the title last week and challenges Swerve to a fight. Kenny says, everybody you're supposed to scare the heebie-jeebies out of. Heebie-jeebies. What's that on this show? This is suffering succotash Roman Reigns cringeworthy. Heebie-jeebies.
I guess he didn't want to say scare the shit out of. So maybe they said you can't say shit on the air anymore until after 9 o'clock. So he said heebie-jeebies. I wouldn't crucify the guy for that. But
I am.
It is pretty
suffering
corny.
Succotash and heebie-jeebies is the same guy.
This McMahon wrote this promo?
It might have. Maybe he's already working there. Maybe Shane's already there and we don't know it.
No, he's not there. That'd be all. Dave Meltzer couldn't keep his mouth shut about that.
Shane
When Tony
McMahon
Khan, on the rare occasion when Tony Khan has a solid bowel movement, Dave Meltzer's all over it.
Kenny says he's going. Oh shit! Swerve says he's going to put Kenny in the hospital. Kenny slaps him, and they start fighting. And there's no security. They start fighting into the crowd.
Did you notice that too? No one came out.
Wait, here we go. And there's no security. They start fighting into the crowd, throwing trash cans at each other. And there's no security. They get back up on the stage, and there's no security. And out of nowhere, Tony Schiavone gets back on the microphone on commentary and says, I don't know, Cow World, who and the what is going, here we are. And I was like, I don't even know what he just said. That's what it sounded like to me. I have no idea what Tony Schiavone was trying to say. That's what I wrote down. That's what that sounded like to me. Who in the world, Cow? I don't understand the what, why, huh?
He was on his last glass of cooking sherry while he was saying that. He just said, somebody bring me another bottle.
I don't understand what he's trying to say.
That if you translate that in Ethiopian, it says, this is the greatest night in the history of our sport.
Dude. Swerve tackles Kenny through a table off the stage, and then you heard, like it was off of Austin Powers movie, send in the clowns! Because here they all come running. Security suddenly has found a way to get through all of the people. And
they all woke up. They all woke up. The Flavor with another 2 spot. Crazy that Kenny called his pal an arsonist on TV. Yeah, really. He did.
I don't know what this was supposed to be. All I could hear about, send in the clowns! It's all I could hear.
Did you need a 15, 20-minute promo segment to set up a match between these two?
No.
Which they're not even doing at the big live TV pay-per-view, cable TV pay-per-view, free on Saturday. They're doing this next Wednesday.
Wait.
Why did they do that?
We're going to get to that.
Oh, okay.
Wait. Calm down there, horsey. Thank you again, Flame Brother.
Was she on the show? She wasn't on the show last night, was she? I don't think Audrey was on the show.
Renee Baguette is now with Kyle and Don Callis.
Kyle?
She was on the show. Kyle. Fix the echo on these interviews. Fix the echo. Fix the echo, please.
They still got the problems backstage.
Kyle tells Don, I want to do it on my own tonight. All for me.
You notice, Don, he didn't do the high-pitched voice like he usually does.
Right.
He gruffed up his voice. He roughed it up a little bit.
I was practicing my Kyle voice.
I'm a man. I'm 20.
Little Pee Wee Herman going on there.
Kyle. Out comes Moxley and the Clan, and I'm like, oh, shit, we're going to get another one of these. And Claudio is under a mask now, and he's apparently with 2 other luchadors, and they start celebrating. And I don't understand what's going on. I don't understand what's going on.
He's a CMLL.
Did you notice this?
He's a CMLL heavyweight champ.
Why is he wearing a mask? Because this is where it's going to get stupid. And then out comes your favorite wrestler and mine, fat ass Mark Davis, Headgear Jones, and Takeshita.
I love me some fat ass Mark Davis. The guy's
And when
great.
this thing kicks
He's so
off,
bad, he's good.
I wrote down, didn't we get this a week ago? And the commentators 2 minutes of the match go, don't forget, last week it was Daniel Garcia in this match. I was like, oh, that's right. The one different guy, so that it's different. Pac versus Fat Ass Mark Davis lead this thing off, and I said, nope, here comes Moxley, and nope, here we go again. We're going to get lots of chops. Lots of chops. Claudio gets in, and now he's not wearing a mask. Claudio gets in the ring, and now he's not wearing a mask. Make this make sense. That's what I was saying. Why are you wearing a mask just to take it off? I don't understand this.
He's a member of the Andrade Club. Wear a mask just to take it off at the top of the ramp.
The 6-way breaks out of control. Claudio gets horribly thrown into the rails. Did you notice?
Yes.
Oh my God.
A little rough there.
I'm going to try to show this because now you're just being a smart ass. Claudio goes to get thrown into the rails, gets from here to my light and goes, oh, He doesn't hit it. He doesn't bounce off of it. He just touches it with his hands and looks back like, you almost got me. Nothing happens. They just sat there.
It's horrible. Horrible. Everything concerning the Death Riders is horrible. Should we call them the Dick Riders now?
No. They're still the Cracker Clan.
Cracker Clan. Everything concerning the Cracker Clan is just the drizzling shits.
Then, out of nowhere, in the middle of this match, they announced Kenny Omega versus Swerve Strickland next Wednesday. In the middle of the match.
Why wouldn't you do that for a main event for this show? To get people to watch this show.
Why wouldn't you announce this after the match?
Right.
To talk about it a little bit.
Right.
No, and we're going to just fucking jam this in there.
I've never brought this up to you, and you've never spoke on this. But the little Twitter comments, the little tweets in the bottom left. We have?
Yes.
The little, was I doing the show? The little tweets in the left-hand corner. Were they there? I mean, you see these things, right? How great the show is? No one is saying these things in real life. No one is saying these things. I guarantee you. Oh,
they are. No, there's tweets out there. I guarantee they're his burners.
Yes, that's exactly what they are. That's exactly what they are. No real people are tweeting that. He's back there with a phone just tweeting left and right.
This thing ends with Jon Moxley pinning Headgear Jones. And I said, thank God this is over. Because I don't ever want to see this again.
Has Headgear Jones ever won a match? That's all I want to
know. Not one singles competition ever. And I think he's only like 1-18 versus tag teams.
He's always lost. But he's taking that money. Good for him.
God almighty.
Good times.
Then we get Ciampa versus Kyle Fletcher.
Here we go.
And Ciampa comes out with Don Callis and Chicken Hawk.
You mean Fletcher comes
And this match was good. This was a good match.
It was a good match.
Good match.
It was a good match. Too much neck stuff. Too much stuff around the neck of Ciampa. The offense was concentrated too much around his head and his neck to make me feel very uncomfortable. For a guy who's had a surgically repaired neck.
The one thing, the way this started, I was like, please don't be that kind of match. Because it was a fucking thigh slap fight to start. They just get that. It wouldn't stop. I was like, guys, get away from this. And once they did, it was almost like Ciampa said, hey, kid, slow down. Trust me. Work with me on this. And they had what I thought was a good match, but the ending was weird. Why did the heel win cleanly at the end of the match?
It made zero sense. Why wouldn't they have this match scheduled for Saturday night when they're in Australia? And Kyle Fletcher, who's Australian, could win that belt in Australia and the crowd would go crazy. Oh, he's a heel. They don't want him to win. He's going to
cheer him no matter what.
He's going to win. Right, they're going to cheer him no matter what. He's going to win against Mark Briscoe in Australia.
Well, we're not there yet. I'm going to get there. If you'll ease up.
Do you think Ciampa can't fly or Ciampa can't go to Australia? You think he's got an immigration problem? You think he's got?
No, I don't think that's it at all.
No.
My whole thing, and I'm going to go back to this. Why did you give him a title only to take it off of him 10 days later? This is ass backwards.
I heard he wasn't too happy about that, too. And,
God.
People say, and you're one of them, say, oh, that's not true. They're working an angle. What angle are they working? He had a fit backstage.
Yeah, and it got out. That's how you know it's an angle.
He's worried about, about the promises that were made to him, if they're all going to come true or not.
You're doing it again. Stop gaslighting these kids. You're going to make them lose their minds. Why are you doing this?
Dude, I'm just parroting what's on Twitter. All they got to do is turn on Twitter and just scroll down, and they can see it. I'm just reading. And you know what it says at the bottom of all these tweets?
No.
Source, WO newsletter. WO radio. You know what the WO stands for? It doesn't stand for whoa. It doesn't stand for the whoa radio. Here we are. The big sound in the big town. Whoa radio. It's
I'm going to
Meltzer.
start calling you the pilot because you keep gaslighting these kids.
Oh, my God. It's just logic. It's just logic. He didn't look happy that he lost that belt. Would he be happy? Would you be happy if you were promised that belt? And 10 days later,
I'm not playing the pretend angle moment. I'm not doing that. I'm not buying into the bullshit. You can feed these kids and gaslight them all you want. I don't understand the booking is my issue. I don't get the booking if you're going to give it to him. Give it to him when they get back. Have him lose the first match or something, or have it no DQ, or go to the time limit draw the first time he fights for the title. But don't have him win it just to drop it 10 days later.
The match should have happened on Saturday night. Ciampa versus Fletcher in Australia on Saturday night. If they're going to give the belt back to Fletcher, it should have happened in his hometown. His home country, rather.
Well, the good news is that Renee Baguette gets in the ring, and she wants to interview Kyle Fletcher. And Kyle Fletcher, I've got plans to defend my title in my hometown, and I'm going to do it, bruv. Wait, no, that's the other guy. Anyway, out comes Briscoe and says he wants a piece of his ass. And
some
Kyle
homeless
says,
guy walked in at the top of the ramp. Just started cutting a promo.
He was like, have you seen my teeth?
I'm looking for my upper bridge.
And they say we're going to have a ladder match to settle this whole damn thing. So, okay, whatever.
Buddy,
I just have to see.
Why wouldn't Ciampa be next in line for a rematch if he just lost the belt? Why wouldn't you make it a three-way? Briscoe and Ciampa and Fletcher. Why would you do that?
Because they're saying
Ciampa's outside the ring like this. Sitting
down.
Down.
They said this is our 7th blow-off match. We're 3-3. This is the blow-off. Anyway, oh no, Daniel Garcia comes out to no reaction. No one gave a shit to Daniel Garcia.
No one gives a shit about Daniel Garcia. Nobody does.
No one.
Nobody does with his mop handle arms. Nobody gives a shit. He just stopped lifting weights altogether.
Some other guy named Clark Connors comes out with Roderick Strong and Orange Cassidy.
Clark Connors is a new signing they made from New Japan Pro Wrestling. His tag team partner is, Jesus Christ, what's the guy's name? The bald guy who those two guys took Darby Allin for a ride, dragged him through the desert.
Just to clarify,
Gabe Kidd.
Just to clarify, this will be their 7th match, and this will decide who the best of the 7 is. Just to
good
decide.
for them. They've
had 6 other matches. Well,
good for them. If I had a shit to give,
down.
I would offer it up right now, but I'm all out of shits to give.
Why don't you say something else, Pilot? Line them up with another line that you just love to get these kids with.
What?
Yeah, okay. Anyway, Orange Cassidy gets betrayed by Roderick Strong, who just leaves him. But do you think for 1 minute that Tony Khan is going to let his favorite wrestler lose this match? Hell no. He goes full-ass Superman and beats Daniel Garcia in the middle of the ring. And then it gets worse because out comes Toni Storm. And she calls out Footloose and says if she wins her, she's going to show Footloose what it's like to be a freak at Spirit Halloween. And then out comes Lice Boy. That's shit, it's getting worse. It's getting worse.
Lice Boy says, that hair. He's growing that hair. I guarantee he's going to lose, and he's going to get shaved all the way down. The beard, the hair, everything's going to go.
Out comes Daniel Garcia and says, bring her out. Bring her out. And Footloose has Tits McGee and a chokehold. And they hold Tits McGee down and cut her hair. And Toni Storm is distraught.
Toni Storm looked like someone shot her dog.
Then they get the Dodd Callis with Andrade moment. Conan! And then you get Hangman starts talking, and I said, I got to make toast. And the toast I made had more flavor than his promo.
Of course. Horrible.
Bucks versus the Little Rascals and Private Perverts. Nope. Private Party. I said, nope, I'm not watching this.
Private Party made a return just to be jobbed out. Just to lose.
Be jobbed out. Yes. Right on time.
Yes.
We get a Billy Ocean spray moment. We get an MJF Brody King segment. And then we get the Thekla versus Statlander and a strap match. And I said, I already know how this is going to go. They're both going to get bloody, and I'm not going to enjoy it. And I was right. I'd watch for about 3 minutes, and then I'd fast forward for 2 minutes, and I'd watch for 3, and it wasn't good.
So slow moving, and just plodding, tedious, horrible. You know what Mike Tyson calls his Tesla?
Thekla.
Thekla.
It's a Thekla, baby.
It's a Thekla. I'm driving
anyway,
my Thekla.
The Tickler's girls came out, helped her win. She's the new champion.
She's the new champion.
Didn't see that coming.
Statlander falling out of favor.
That's the thing. I don't know. I don't understand this.
Statlander leaving? Is she giving up? Is she leaving? Not signing a contract? I think that's what it is. She'll be in WWE before you know it.
The inconsistency is just getting on my nerves, dude.
You know who Statlander's boyfriend is in real life? I found this out.
Please tell me.
He was on the show last night. You take a wild guess who her boyfriend is.
Billy Bob Thornton.
I speak Sling Blade. No.
I don't know.
Orange Cassidy.
Good for him.
41-year-old Orange Cassidy is her boyfriend.
I don't know what to do as a fan right now. There's nothing good about Raw that I could say other than CM Punk in a couple of segments. The rest of it was about as boring as watching paint dry. Triple H is so up and down with his booking. I can't right now.
It's horrible.
I can't.
It's horrible. Horrible. What's good about wrestling? You know what WWE needs right now?
The stars. No, here's the thing. The stars are what's great about wrestling. The problem is I get them in one segment a night and it's over. It's done.
They don't make any new stars.
Get a couple.
They don't make any new stars.
Oh, we got to talk about a star, by the way, before we leave. Don't let me forget. Star.
They need to call up people from NXT.
They have, and they are.
They need to call more people up from NXT, low-level people, to play the parts of guys like Otis, Tozawa, the Americanos, all that bullshit that goes on in the background, all the low-level shit that goes on. Mark 7731 with a Mark KK 7731 with a 5 spot. I was looking at the 2 Ks. I wasn't sure if it was 3 there or not. Listen to Stats TMZ interview. She admits that bad storytelling has affected her ability to connect with the audience. Yeah. So
has her inability to actually cut a good promo to the audience.
Right. She can't
cut a two-way street.
Can't cut a good promo at all. Great wrestler, can't cut a good promo.
Meanwhile, Camille, who had all kinds of charisma, we don't need that shit hanging around here. Get her out of here.
Right.
Unbelievable what they're doing right now. So that was AEW. I don't want to talk about it anymore. What I do want to talk about is the Braun Breaker rumors that are flying around right now. We haven't covered this, and I want to get into this a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Braun Breaker allegedly, and this still, I cannot get this confirmed by anybody. That's just what the rumor is that he had surgery for a sports hernia. The rumor going around is that he did this was it 2 Monday nights ago or last Monday night when he flipped the table over? It was last Monday night, wasn't it?
Last Monday night, yes, last week. He flipped the table over.
I'm calling bullshit on the table thing. And I get why he would say that's why it happened. Because if he did it during training, that could be a whole pay issue. Because that's how their contracts are worked, right? If you get hurt on your own time, that's on you. If you get hurt on our time, we owe you more money. That's how any sports contract works. That's how any entertainment contract works.
Exactly.
If you're riding your Harley while you're filming a $10 million or $50 million movie and you break your leg, they're going to deduct your salary for it.
Absolutely.
However, I am more inclined to believe that he did not do it doing this and that happened some other time. And I hope it's not true, and I hope it's a speedy recovery. But I've looked into a little bit. Sports hernias, they're touchy, man. Some of them are really easy to recover from. Some of them are hard. It just depends on how severe it is.
You remember Roman had one, 4 years ago? 5 years ago?
Yeah, I think I remember something about
He was out for like 3 months.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends on how fast you can recover. Dave Meltzer said he had one, and he didn't even know he had it.
Oh, sure he did. Yeah.
He said,
you know what?
Shit,
Dave Meltzer had a good idea once, and he never knew he had.
Mark. Here's what Dave said. No shit, there I was, 13-5 over South Korea with a hernia.
Just, oh my God. What can you do? What can you say about this? Know what WWE needs? WWE needs a storyline like the Bloodline that will span over both shows, where the group, that faction, will go back and forth over both shows and run roughshod and be the focal point whenever they show up. We don't have that right. The vision's not there. The vision is not there.
I can't see it.
I can't see it either.
I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Please hit that like and subscribe button. We appreciate your support.
And I like to say one thing before we go off.
Oh, shit, here goes the pilot.
I'm not gaslighting anybody. People, we don't monetize our videos. We don't monetize our videos for like the first 3 days that the shows are up. And we afford the web hosting through StreamYard and all that stuff, and the cost of new microphones and cameras and all that. That comes off of you guys through Super Chats. And what we really like are subscribers. We like thumbs up. Helps us with the YouTube algorithm. Helps us get moved through the chain. Shows up in your recommended feed. I was telling Don today, I'm watching TV on YouTube this morning, and all of a sudden I see the video thumbnail for this show that I just put up in my recommended feed. And I've never seen that before. So the algorithm is being a little favorable to us now. And
we appreciate it, is what
we really appreciate that. We really, really do. And we have to thank everybody out there for all you do for us, sharing the videos, plugging us on Twitter, coming here every week, listen to our bullshit, listen to me gaslighting everybody, listen to Don ranting and raving. And that money that you kick in covers all this stuff. So we greatly appreciate that. Nobody's getting rich off of YouTube on this show. So
thank you all for watching. Like and subscribe. See you next week.
Till next week, Gordon Soley saying so long from the Sunshine State.